On our last day, we followed our usual routine. After evening snacks, we took a mandatory evening walk through the local market on Dr. B.L. Dikshit Road. Our evening walk was something we never missed during our stay. Even though it was Sunday, most shops on Dr. B.L. Dikshit Road stayed open, unlike back home where Sunday means everything is closed. Being a tourist area, shops here stay open on weekends to welcome visitors. In tourist areas, shops usually stay open on weekends because that's when they get the most visitors. Even on Sunday, most shops were open but just a few closed. The main market was just a short walk from our homestay. This street is a busy, lively street with shops, eateries, and people moving around, especially in the evening. During our night walk, some parts of the road was very dark with little street light. I was walking with my mother on my side, and my father was away ahead of us, and I filmed with my phone's flashlight off so the view captured the natural night darkness. On our last day, the vlog was getting extremely long, so I divided it into two parts. This is the second part from evening to dinner. Dr. B.L. Dikshit Road is the main street in Kalimpong town, West Bengal. It is located in the middle of a long, busty area near places like Jubilee High School, Narayana School, and Sudhampuri. The road has government offices and several homestays, like Shreeniketan Lodge, the homestay where we stayed, and also has local residences. It is a quiet, well maintained area and easy to reach and good for filming. The road is named after Dr. B.L. Dikshit, a respected local figure, likely a doctor or a community leader. The road is important because it hosts government offices like the Deputy Labour Commissioner, schools, and several well known homestays. Its central location makes it a convenient base for travelers with easy access to markets and transport. The road is known for its cleanliness and orderly arrangement, standing out from other, more crowded or less developed parts of Kalimpong. The area's market is organized, offering a pleasant, relaxed shopping experience. Some parts of the road have street lights, but other sections, especially along the footpath, are completely dark at night. You can clearly see this contrast in my video. First well lit areas and then suddenly pitch black spots with no street light at all. One thing I have to admit, and I think everyone will agree with me, is that the dog in hilly areas are so much cuter as compared to the dogs in the plains. I love all dogs, but their physical appearance in the hills is way more adorable. They have more fur and even the street dogs looks like someone's pet or a foreign breed. Kalimpong was no exception. The dogs here were extremely cute. On the street, I often spotted a dog a bit like Blackpink Rose's dog Hank. It was the same breed and it really seemed like Hank himself roaming the streets. I couldn't capture him properly on camera because it was too dark and he was resting in front of a shop. It was not daylight, so he was not clearly visible, but at night, during our evening walk, he was there, Hank like, just chilling in front of a shop. Even though parts of the footpath were extremely dark, it was not a big problem. It was a busy street with cars passing by every few seconds, so their headlights lit up in the road enough to see clearly. Not having street lights there was not really a big deal. And you know what, school? Everyone here actually follows the traffic rules. No one was breaking signals or cutting lanes. People were just driving properly, which makes walking around feel safer. When locals follow traffic rules and keep the city clean, tourists naturally do the same. Here, everyone was following the rules. So, as visitors, we did too. One thing that is different in Kalimpong from Burdwan is that the footpaths are totally clear, no vendors were blocking them. They are wide and everyone walks on them, not on the roads. Roads are just for vehicles like bikes, cars, autos, but where we live, people walk everywhere, even on roads, and vendors took over footpaths. That is why I guess accidents are more common in the plains. So, on the left hand side of the footpath, there was a railing, a kind of guard between the footpath and the main road. Where the railing ends, the footpath stops too, and then it opens up to the main road. Right there, next to the IDBI bank, where the footpath, stops and the main road starts. At that point, there was IDBI bank, and there was a police station just beside the IDBI bank. Probably a female police station because I saw several women cops around. Where the footpath ends and the main road starts, it splits into two parts. One goes right and the other in the left. The right turn looked super dark, probably just a quiet vehicle route. We took the left one, and that's the one that leads straight to the main market area. Even in the main market area, the footpath had something I have never seen before, and that is the bench sitting. People could just sit and relax right on the footpath, but the benches face the road, not the footpath. So you have to sit looking out at the traffic, and they were placed at regular intervals too. Those benches were not made of steel or some movable materials, they were made of cement, totally fixed and permanent. You cannot shift them at all. Honestly speaking, the area is super well developed. Like there were shopping malls, shops, everything. Just looking at the market and surroundings, I can say that it is clearly a really advanced locality. The infrastructure was solid and ATMs were everywhere. Just by walking along, you would see one every few steps, which is super convenient. Seeing ATMs every few steps shows this place is really well developed. Lots of ATMs means people are constantly withdrawing cash for shopping, eating, and staying, which shows a typical busy tourist spot with high transaction flow. We were there in October, right when winter was just starting to set in. Winter was really knocking on the door. It was already chilly enough for light sweaters and jackets, so most of the shops were stocked with warm clothing. After wandering around, we decided to try some momos. In the hills, they are way tastier than in the plains. Momos originally came from Tibet, spread through Nepal and then to places like Darjeeling and Gangtok. If you are in any hill area like Darjeeling, Sikkim, Gangtok, or Kalimpong, do not miss their momos because they are the best. Momos taste better in hilly areas because they are made with fresh local ingredients like locally served vegetables and meat, plus traditional recipes passed down through generations. The cooler climate also helps to keep the dough and fillings fresh, and they are often steamed just right, giving them the authentic juicy flavor you don't get elsewhere. The Momo shop we stopped at was right beside the road leading to the industrial park Kalimpong. I didn't catch the shop's name, but the sign on the top read Dumbar Chowk in Hindi. We chose this shop over the roadside stall because even though both sold veg momos for rupees 40, my father thought it would be better to eat inside, sitting comfortably with better hygiene than standing on the roadside. Outside the shop, the menu listed chicken momos for rupees 60, 6 pieces, and veg momos for rupees 50, 6 pieces, plus drinks like milk tea and coffee. We ordered one plate of veg momos for me and my mom, while my dad went to a sweet shop. Even though the board said 6 pieces for rupees 50, we got 8 pieces. Maybe my father paid extra for more since I always need more than 4 5 momos to feel satisfied. With the momos, they served green chutney, red chutney, and tomato ketchup on the side. The red chutney was super spicy, and after eating, I was uncomfortable from all the chilies. I asked my mom for a 10 rupee note to buy a chocolate. But every shop I checked only sold chocolates for at least minimum 50 rupees. There were no 5 or 10 rupee options like back in Bardwan where we have a plenty of options where you can get candies for even rupees 1. I was shocked by this, and by the time I checked several more shops, the spiciness had already faded, so I stopped checking also. After grabbing momos from that shop, we stepped out and started exploring the area. We weren't in a rush since we had planned to chill around before heading back. That's when we spotted a super cute baby, probably in his uncle or dad's lap and surrounded by other family members. So, when my father tried to take that baby, the baby straight up refused to go with my dad, and the baby's grandmother was like, he cries with strangers, so I guess the baby is a pro at keeping his distance. So, as we were strolling through the market, my mom and I suddenly remembered the sale roti some teenage girls were selling the day before. She was craving it and wanted to taste it. I also wanted to try that with my mom because it's a traditional Nepali dish, but my dad said that let's save it for our last day. Problem was that our last day was Sunday and those teenagers were not selling it. Not only them, no one was selling that sale roti. So this is how we never know how it tasted. As we headed back, the main market was pretty much shut down, like big shops, shopping malls. Everything was shut or almost closing. But the street food stalls were still buzzing with so many people. They were selling momos, local eats, and other so many items, and they were open late and packed with people. Even I spotted some monks chilling and eating them. So, at the edge of the main market where shops were petering out, there was an uncle literally cooking up a storm. He was making loads of something looked like fried stuff and then storing them in a hot pot. We saw him there during our evening walk and again on the way back, still cooking away. The thing is that there were zero customers, literally zero. He was making huge batches like he has got a massive order or something. Maybe he was cooking for a bulk buyer or something, not for locals or tourists, cause it did not make any sense otherwise. He was cooking on the footpath with staircases below, and a lady, maybe his wife or maybe not, was prepping momos down there. It was a bit weird for me that why they are cooking so late and that too in huge batches, but guess what? I'm sure they had their reasons. Beside their cooking spot, there were statues lined up, and in between them, I saw a homeless man all wrapped up in a blanket, probably sleeping.
আমার রুটি ওইরকমই করেছেন তো করা একদম করা তো
একদম করা হয়নি বা সেরকম।
ঠিক আছে